Good evening, YouTube. It's a Swan James signing back in. Haven't been on here in about 5 months. It's been a very busy 5 months. I just had my newborn come in. Very beautiful girl. Very happy and very proud of my wife for going through all of that again. It was difficult, but we made it through, and she made it through, and now my child's at home. So it's been a great 5 months. Just trying to get everything together. Haven't been back on here in a while though. So I thought I'd start this video off just to say that yep, I am still here. I'm doing just fine. Um, and I do have a story time to share because there's a lot of things that have happened. Nothing too major, not in my life, but it was inside of the other job that I work, which was inside of a bank. So it was a Tuesday morning, and it was kind of like the same type of day that where nothing really happens on a Tuesday morning. And there's soft chatter, there's printers humming, there's the occasional next customer please, and it was just like, oh my god. And I was posted right next to the entrance, and most people walk in and give me a nod and maybe a good morning, and it doesn't really get nothing bad too bad really happens. But then this human, this human walks in, and I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen anybody that just like it just make your shift feel so much more long, and it's just like, oh my god, you need to get out this place because I don't want to deal with you today. And I dealt with this person before, and this person I've seen him multiple times every single day. I don't really chat with him. He nods at me, I nod at him. Basic interaction. Mid 40s. He always wears like expensive suits, and he always has sunglasses on inside of a bank. Even it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And he sometimes acknowledges me. And so when I always say, and I always say this to people who come in, I say, good morning, sir, and no response. He just nods at me and says nothing. And I'm just like, okay, here we go. Strike one. And then he walks past the line of customers waiting and went up. And it just pisses me off. He went right up to the counter like it didn't exist. He literally just cut in line. And I was just like, okay, you can't do that. I explained to him he can't do that, right? It's bad to cut in line, obviously. So people who other people in line was looking at each other like, did he really just do that? Like, is this guy serious? And I was looking at him like, I told him to leave. Like, I don't know what y'all want me to do because I got certain rules and regulations to where at some point I cannot intervene. It has to be the people who actually work at that bank to intervene with it. And so thankfully, one of the tellers did, and she said, "Sir, there's a line. Can you please step in line?" And he immediately says, and I'm not joking, and I wish I was. He immediately says, "I don't wait in lines." Process that. You don't wait in lines. Who are you? Who is this guy now? He wasn't doing this before. He did this today. I don't know what type of timing he was on, but he was on something. So then the whole bank gets quiet, and then you could just feel like the tension like shift instantly. Like it was so bad to the point where I then had to go beyond my own post orders and say, and I say it so calmly and I say it so nicely. We just ask that everybody waits their turn, like every adult would do. Now, if you were like five, of course, no one would care. You're five. Cut in line, don't cut in line. Who cares? But you are literally a 40 something year old man and you want to do this? Got you. So he slowly turns his head towards me, and he looked at me like I insulted him. And then he asked me like, "Who are you to tell me I can't wait in line? I come in here every day." And I say, then I'm just like, okay. I look at the tellers. I'm saying with my eyes, it's finna jump off if somebody don't handle this. And I just let him know that I am security and I'm just here to make sure things are running smoothly. Now, if you want to further this interaction, you can take your business elsewhere, but we're not doing this in here. And then I get kind of like mocked, and then he asked me, he asked me if I'm gonna escort him to the back of the line, and I say I'm not gonna do that, but I'm just asking you to cooperate. If you don't want to cooperate, then we can take this in a different way. And then he leaned in slightly and he lowered his voice a little bit, but he was just making sure everybody could hear what he was saying. And I don't know why, but he started this whole monologue talking about I have accounts here bigger than everyone in this room combined. I'm not standing in line behind blah blah blah. He waved his hand and he was just like whatever. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So that's what we want to do. So when it comes to working security, you're not just dealing with the rules, you're also dealing with people, their emotions, their ego, their pride. And this dude was running on all three. Like he was over the moon with this stuff. And I go get the branch manager, and the branch manager stepped out of her office, and I was like, okay, yep, it's gonna get bad. And then she interacted with him, and she said that she would be happy to assist him, but he still needs to follow the same procedures as every other customer because not every other customer cuts in the line. Just him. Just him. So, and I've never seen this level of boldness or I don't even know what you call it. Bravado, wannabe, whatever he was trying to do. Bro, you're 40. You're literally 40. You can be my grandpa. You can be my dad. You can be, and you probably are a grandpa and somebody's father. And you're acting a fool inside of a bank full of people who are actually following rules when they're not that hard to follow. If you don't want to wait, take your big account and go place it somewhere else at a different bank. What are you even trying to do? So he starts getting mad at the branch manager to the point where I thought I had to intervene, but the branch manager kind of gangster, so I didn't really have to do that. But he said essentially, this is why customer service is dead. You hire people like me. So then he starts talking about me, and he pointed at me. So I was like, okay. You want to point at me and tell me what I'm not doing. First of all, I'm not here for customer service. That's not my job description. My job description is to secure the premises. Did I say that? No, because I can't interact with them because now the branch manager's interacting with them. So, can't do nothing about that. And so I didn't take that bait. I was just in my head like, this dude is finna get slapped so hard. His teeth is finna start flying into space if he keep talking to me sideways. Because I was so done with this dude. And he wasn't even gonna leave. He still was in line. And then the tellers and the branch manager were still trying to serve him. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And so he then gets very snappy, gets very upset, and he says, yada, da, 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 keeps talking, customer service dead, whatever. And then he starts getting snappy with the branch manager. Like, even more snappy, I should say. And he begins to, like, start snapping fingers, like, hey, you go do this. Hey, you go do that. Like, we're his servants inside of this damn bank. So I'm like, okay, cool. We ain't doing this no more. So I did the branch manager a favor. And I made sure that I called my boss before I did anything. And so I did exactly what I was told. I de-escalated, didn't work. I de-escalated again, didn't work. So I'm like, okay, sir, I'm going to need you to lower your voice and respect the staff. If you don't want to do that, you can leave. And he says, or what? Like, what are you going to do? You're just security. You're just here to secure the premises, aren't you? You don't do any customer service. You're not giving me my money. You're not doing it. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is where we're going to go. So I blow my top. I start cussing. I start yelling. I'm so ready. I'm inches. I'm inches away from just saying, you know what? I'm gonna take off my jacket, and we finna get busy in this bank because this dude was off the rocker, man. He was off the damn rocker, and so he started talking about how I don't know why he started talking about this, but then he started talking about how like banks are just. Can I even say that on YouTube? I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. But essentially, I'll put in blanks. Banks are bleeps for bleeps that always have to go to bleeps. You can fill in those bleeps and think whatever those bleeps are. I don't know what those I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. So I'm not saying it on YouTube. But that's what happened. And so he pulls out a wad of cash. He said, "All I wanted to do is deposit, and you guys are giving me a hard time." And the branch manager said, you could deposit your money into the ATM." "I don't want to use the ATM." "Okay, then you can stand in line like everyone else and deposit your money at the teller box." And the first thing he says is, "I'm not waiting in line. I put in so much money into this bank." I'm like, okay, you know what? Cool. And then I step in and I say, "Sir, get out. Sorry, we're not doing this no more. You're causing a disturbance. Please leave. If you don't leave, I'm going to call the cops." Then he just, "Meet me outside. Meet me outside." I'm like, okay, cool. I met him outside. And I asked what he was going to do. Did absolutely nothing. Nada. I was ready. He did nothing. So I was like, okay, cool. That's what you want to do? Fine. Bye. He just walks all the way to his little Toyota Celica and gets off the bank premises. So I was just, that was the worst Tuesday I can ever experience in my life working at a bank. Now, the aftermath, all the customers was like, they was like, somebody was finna get bodied, essentially. Customers started laughing at him. Customers took pictures. They recorded video. God, I can't ask for the video or the pictures or anything, but I swear to God, God, if God is my witness, that dude was finna catch the most mightiest backhand. If not from me, from one of the bank tellers, probably one of the customers. So that was it. That was just an update on how things are going at my other job, and just updating you guys on how life is going. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Beautiful family, 3 beautiful kids, beautiful house, beautiful life. Working hard, doing everything I can, and I enjoy every moment. Except for that Tuesday. That was a bad Tuesday. And yeah, that's all I have. It was great coming back here. Hopefully, I could put in more videos every week. And I'm very thankful for everybody who either subscribed, made comments. My mom made comments. If you read them, you probably laughed. It was funny. I'll give her that. My lips were chapped. It was bad, but yeah, I thought I'd just come back to YouTube, make sure I still get this ball rolling. And I really appreciate everybody's time that they put into me, and everybody's willingness to watch, because not everybody has to watch, not everybody has time. It's been a very difficult few months for a lot of people. So hope everybody's okay. God bless you, and have a good one. Good night. AJ or Swan, signing off.